Good morning and welcome to the Berry County Board of Commissioners meeting for July 28, 2026. If you would please stand for our invocation and pledge of allegiance. Heavenly Father, we thank you for a beautiful day in Berry County. We ask for your guidance and blessings over this board and all of our constituents. Help us to make the right decisions that impact our constituents for the better of all the residents of Berry County. In your name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. For purposes of attendance, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Bassett?
Here.
Halton?
Here.
Campbell?
Here.
Getty? Absent? Hatfield?
Here.
Smelter?
Here.
Henderson? Here. And Jackson?
Here. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Reports from state and county officials. Are there any state or county officials with us this morning that would like to give an update to the board? Hearing none. Limited public.
Coming from behind first.
There you go.
Slow down.
Calm down.
Didn't see you sneaking around back there, so.
Okay, hi, Sarah Vanderberg, County Clerk. I just wanted to give you guys an update about early voting. It started on Saturday, and we had, the weekend total was 149 voters across the county. I don't have yesterday's update, though, of how many people voted, but that's a graph for you guys to show by each municipality, and then a total both days on the weekend. So I just wanted to let you guys know where we were with that. And in July, we have trained 240 election inspectors. We did 140 people online, so they were able to go online and renew their certification from 2024 for their election inspector training. And we trained 100 people in person. So, any questions?
Is that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday?
This is just Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday,
So it's
Sunday.
Saturday, yeah, it started Saturday and it goes till this Sunday.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
question. Sarah, how many registered voters are there in the county now?
When I ran the report yesterday, there was 49,100 and some odd active registered voters.
So the amount of voters that have voted so far,
It's very minimal.
it's like less than 1%?
Is. Mhm.
And that's over 2 days?
Yes, I tried running this morning's numbers and I don't have them up, they haven't uploaded them to my reports that I can access. So I don't know how many people voted yesterday.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions? Yeah.
Does 49,000 registered voters out of 63,000 people? Does that
Yeah,
seem-
so there's more registered voters than that. What I ran is based on the voters that are actually active voters. We
Okay.
have like 53,000. There's some that are not, they're registered, but they're not active voters. They are like on a cancellation countdown for whatever reason or another, verification status and stuff. So I just did the actual registered, active voters that are in the database.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right, thanks.
Okay,
So we're continuing to pay multiple poll workers and multiple people
yes, we are.
for a couple votes a day.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Berry Township had 0 voters on Sunday, so they were there 8 hours with nobody walking through the polls.
Wouldn't it be better if we had 4-day early voting and we could condense it down a little
You
bit?
want to go ahead
Save
and try
some
to
money.
get that amendment, Chair? That would be great.
I'm on it.
So yeah, are we all set?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Additional reports for state or county officials? Limited public comment at this time. Any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes for any item listed on our agenda.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shelley. My name is Shelley Lake. I'm from Irving Township. Good morning. I've got a letter to read, and as you can see, a couple snapshots of Facebook screenshots of comments that I would like put into the record. Chair and members of the Berry County Board of Commissioners, my name is Shelley Lake. I'm here to express serious concern about the public conduct of Larry Osborne, whom this board appointed to the Zoning Board of Appeals. For the record, I have publicly shared my support for our local clerks, saying they work hard and they do a good job. I have never blamed our local clerks for Michigan's lack of election integrity, nor will I. An appointed official does not surrender the right to speak or participate in local government, but appointment to a county board carries an added responsibility to act with professionalism, sound judgment, and respect for the public servants and institutions of this county. Mr. Osborne has publicly targeted me in my position as deputy clerk of Irving Township and encouraged people to attend our township meeting in connection with his criticism of me. He has also suggested that commissioners defund my public clerk position. Whatever disagreements may exist, using a public platform to single out an employee and advocate eliminating her position or getting her removed from her position undermines confidence in fair government. Mr. Osborne has also directed repeated criticism toward State Representative Rochelle Smith and the Berry County Sheriff. Public officials are not above criticism, and political disagreement is part of democracy. But constant personal attacks, inflammatory rhetoric, or conduct that creates hostility are unbecoming of someone entrusted with a county appointment. This is not a request to silence political speech. It is a request for accountability. Members of the Zoning Board of Appeals exercise public authority and make decisions that affect residents' homes, property, businesses, and livelihoods, like mine. The public must be able to trust that these decisions will be made impartially, respectfully, and without personal grudges or political retaliation. I ask the commissioners to review Mr. Osborne's conduct, including the full context of his public statements, and determine whether it complies with county ethics rules, appointment standards, and expectations for members of county boards. Please also consider whether his actions create an appearance of bias or call his judgment and fitness for office into question. At a minimum, the board should clearly state the standards expected of all appointees and establish a transparent process for addressing misconduct. If the verified facts show that Mr. Osborne cannot meet those standards, then the commissioners should take whatever corrective action county policy and Michigan law permit, including reconsidering his appointment. Appointments reflect the judgment of this board. Accountability after an appointment matters just as much as the original decision. Berry County deserves appointed officials who can disagree without intimidation, criticize without personal attacks, and serve without undermining public trust. Thank you. And then,
Thank you.
again, some of the screenshots. So I love our clerks, and I'm going to go work right now with my trusted township clerk to run our election. Have a good day.
Thank you. Additional public comment? Hearing none, we'll move ahead with our agenda. Approval of the written agenda. At this time, any member of the Board of Commissioners may ask for an item to be removed from the consent agenda and placed under items for consideration. Hearing no such request, does any commissioner wish to change the agenda additionally? Hearing no such request, the agenda is approved as written. Various correspondence. Does any commissioner have correspondence they'd like to share with the board? Hearing no such request. Consent agenda. Commissioner Smelker.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of July 14th, 2026 Board of Commissioner meeting minutes.
Support.
Motion by Smelker, support by Tunison for all items listed on the consent agenda. Discussion is not allowed and a roll call vote is required. All those in favor vote aye. Opposed vote nay. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Bassett?
Aye.
Elton?
Aye.
Cantwell?
Aye.
Getty's absent. Smelker?
Aye.
Tunison?
Aye.
Hatfield?
Aye.
And Jackson.
Aye. The consent agenda is approved. Presentations this morning, we have Kai Gritter from MSU Extension for the annual report. With the team. Good morning.
Good morning to you all. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to share our annual report. As was mentioned, my name is Kai Gritter, and I serve as District Director for MSU Extension's West Michigan region, our District 7, which covers Allegan, Barry, Kent, and Ottawa counties. Here I have my colleagues, Lily Rose Arriaga, I apologize, and Laura Anderson, who will also be sharing a bit about the work that they did in 2025. So we want to start off by just thanking you for your support, your enduring support over the years. Last year, you apportioned $140,249 towards MSU Extension, and we were able to use that to deliver impactful and research-based programs in the county. So I just want to start off by thanking you for that. We have dedicated staff across our 4 institutes and within the region beyond Barry County who support programs right here for Barry County residents. As I mentioned, some are here today and will briefly share program impacts. I just want to highlight on page 1 of the report, in 2025, either through in-person or virtual programming, we reached over 1,000 Barry County residents with our programs. Over 800 youth were enrolled in our 4-H program, which Lily will share a lot about. And we had over 320 volunteers engaged in our programming, donating their time, partnering with us so that we could expand our reach further. We partnered with 14 local organizations, which once again increased and expanded our reach throughout the county. A lot of numbers here, but these really just show the impact that we had in the county. A total of 33 programs were actually conducted right here in the county, and 276 of our extension programs were accessed by Barry County residents statewide. So most of those probably were through virtual programs or neighboring counties that they might have gone to. I'll share about the dairy dinner in Ottawa County that some of the Barry County residents attended. We were also responsive to community inquiries through our Ask Extension service. That's a very popular service that we have available. It's online. Last year, 39 responses were given. And we also provided 88 client consultations. So that could be either through one-on-one phone call or a visit to a farm to engage with a producer. So 88 consultations last year. Now I'll break it down and start talking a bit about the impacts that we had institute by institute. And at this point, I'll invite Lily to share about the Children and Youth Institute and the impacts from last year.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to see you guys again. Like she said, my name is Lily. I'm the 4-H program coordinator here in Barry County. And I hope you guys got to join us a little bit for fair last week. I know I got to see Bruce and Catherine was there and Mrs. Vandenberger was there as well. So I hope you got to go out and see the kids and the volunteers in full action. The Barry County Fair is one of our biggest programs that we have here in Barry for the kids to be a part of. Like Kai mentioned before, we have last year we had 801 youth in our 4-H program that were enrolled in the program for the entire year. We also have side programs that we do. So like I go to the library, I go to the YMCA, and I go to some of the schools to do programming as well. So in total, we had 1,200 kids from Barry County that were able to participate in a 4-H program. Followed by, we had 317 volunteers in total. These volunteers are the heart of our program, and I invite you to really look through this annual report and read some of the stories that we have here from 4-H. But one thing that stood out to me when I was reading this report is that there is 2 types of programs really offered. One is the county programs that we have, and one is the statewide programs that we have. So not only do we have the kids going to the libraries and to the Barry County Fair, but we also do statewide programs like Exploration Days where the kids get to go to campus and live a college experience. We also have our state horse show, and we also have our dairy quiz bowl. We had kids from Barry County go to these experiences throughout the state and also bring back those experiences back to our county. So I invite you to read more about what we have here in the annual report, and thank you. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations on another great fair.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lily. And you probably noticed we have another staff member in the audience over there. That's Michaela Caceres. And she is actually funded in partnership with Barry County United Way. So in addition to our partnership with you, the county, we also partner with Barry County United Way to ensure that our programs can actually run well in concert with Lily and Michaela. All right, at this point, I'll share a bit about our Agriculture and Agribusiness Institute. As you all know, agriculture remains one of Michigan's most important economic drivers. It contributes over $240 billion annually to the economy, and Barry County plays an important role to that great success. So how can we support Barry County producers as they do their amazing work. Extension ensures that Barry County producers have access to the latest research. We're all about sharing best practices so that producers can be profitable and sustainable long-term. So last year, 161 residents participated in agriculture programs right here in Barry County. As I mentioned before, our staff engaged in those client consultations, whether it's a farm visit to engage and just to share best practices. Our office sold 47 home and commercial soil test kits. So you can actually come right into our office, purchase a soil test kit, or you can order it online through our website. But it's just good to know that we're here right local, providing the services that individuals need. Something else that I really wanted to highlight was the Kellogg Biological Station. A lot of folks might not be aware about this, so I thought we should really give it a good highlight in this annual report. You will notice that Christine Charles, she's not actually located in the Barry County office. She usually is based out of Kalamazoo, but she does do a lot of work in Barry County. And that is true for many of our educators throughout the region, both in District 7 that I mentioned and also the Southwest Michigan region. A lot of our educators cover this region as well. So let's highlight a bit about the KBS, Kellogg Biological Station, that Christine is based out of. They had a field day where more than 140 participants attended. They learned about research-based and regenerative practices to improve profitability, strengthen soil health, improve water quality, and just to ensure long-term resilience. During the field day, participants observed a range of things. You'll notice on page 5, Christine is there showing a rainfall simulator. There was also a sprayer drone technology in display. And there were discussions about long-term comparisons between what is typical, conventional versus new and updated regenerative ag practices. So some of those include cover crops or reduced tillage. And Christine is very passionate about the topic and she is trained in it. I wish she was here, but she's on vacation. But we're more than happy to have her come and provide updates as well in upcoming months. So participants to this field day found the event to be very beneficial. One farmer actually noted that he felt energized as a result of attending the field day, and he was eager to implement a lot of the best practices that were shared in his own farm. So through this and other offerings like the dairy education that I mentioned that actually happened in Ottawa County, or farm financial analysis that we have with educators like John Laporte, you'll notice he's highlighted on page 6. And then Martin Manuel is also highlighted in page 6. He's the one who facilitated the dairy education. We're supporting Barry County producers as they become more efficient and profitable. So at this point, I'm going to pivot and move to the next page. We're going on a journey through all of our institutes, and now we'll talk a bit about our Health and Nutrition Institute. Last year, 328 Barry County residents participated in our health and nutrition programs. A large portion of those individuals engaged through our community nutrition programming that was heralded by Sydney Miller. A lot of the work that she did was to ensure that people were empowered with the information to make healthy practices. Now, as you can see at the bottom of this page, unfortunately, 2025 brought the end of SNAP-Ed-funded programming. And so Sydney Miller is no longer with us, but she is now gainfully employed in another local organization, and we even partner with her. So very happy about that. But just to share a few impacts that she brought to the community before she moved on. Before the end of SNAP-Ed programming, we made meaningful local impact. We had partnerships with multiple local organizations, schools, community groups. And one great example is the Garden Club at Delton Kellogg Elementary. So you'll notice there's a little story here that I'd encourage you to read when you have a chance. And it just shows that we were empowering students with the ability and the knowledge to know how to grow their own food. Food doesn't come straight from the grocery store. They now have the skills and the ability and the interest and curiosity to be able to grow their own plants and their own vegetables. And when they saw their gardens return year after year, it just created so much excitement. And it's just good to know we were part of that. So this created ownership and hopefully a lifelong appreciation of healthy eating and taking care of our environment. At this point, I'll invite Laura Anderson, who's been patiently waiting for me. She will share a bit about the health programs that we offer. She does a lot right at the Tyndall Center in our building. So without further ado, Laura Anderson.
Good morning, everyone. Very nice to see you. So yeah, to add into our health and nutrition programs, so we have quite a few different health programs that we offer. Some of the very popular ones are mindfulness right now, as well as Tai Chi. So that's revolves around our fall prevention. But you can see that in 2025, we're on page 8 there, that we had about 61 Berry County residents that actually tapped into some of our health and mindfulness programming, which is great. And one of the things that is that we also offer with our mindfulness is we have a couple of grants that bundle some of our programs, which we're working really hard to see if when you incorporate mindfulness and sleep, can that help to decrease chronic pain and then increase a much better way of living. So we've got one that's called Tai Chi for better health, or for better sleep, and then mindfulness for better sleep. So that the Tai Chi incorporates our physical activity in incorporating education on better sleep, and then mindfulness, of course. Some of the other things that I do too is I do outreach to some of our health fairs to really spread the word that we do have our health programs available. Those health programs are not only in person here in Berry County, but also online too, through our website. One of the other things too with our health programs is chronic disease. We focus on management of chronic disease challenges, and that can just be chronic pain, that can be diabetes, as well as chronic chronic illness in general. Diabetes focus, our diabetes focus is currently on one-time presentations that give the participants information on what diabetes actually is, how do you actually manage it, some of the food that you would want to focus on, and then some physical activities. So those are the topics that we have right now that seem to be pretty popular for folks, especially in November, which is Diabetes Awareness Month. Food safety is another program under our health and nutrition, and we have an educator in Calhoun that covers Berry County, and she's been here to do some classes for food safety for us here in Berry County, as well as there are online programming and stuff. So about 81 Berry County residents were able to tap into that. So, all right, if anybody has any questions, please let me know.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Laura. And I'm just going to close us out. On page 9, we're going to highlight some of the impacts from our Community Food and Environment Institute. One of the programs through that institute is our Michigan Clean Water Corp, MyCorp program. And through this program, we train volunteers to monitor the lakes and streams, to provide reliable water quality information, just to improve our water systems and to ensure that they're not being invaded by invasive species. Last year, a total of 74 Berry County residents participated in those programs. They found the value of that. And one of the locations where these programs were actually hosted was at the Pierce Cedar Creek Institute right here in Berry County. So we also created a downloadable guidebook for individuals to be able to access. A lot of our programs, most of our programs are free. We just want to get the information out to our communities. And as I mentioned before, because of your support, we can offer these free to residents. So this downloadable guidebook is available on our website. The link right there is accessible to anyone who might take a look at it. In addition, that institute also has a MSU Product Center, which supported 23 local entrepreneurs and businesses. So how did we do that? Through one-on-one counseling and programming as well. One of the interesting offerings that we had, which seems to be ubiquitous right now, we see a lot of food trucks all over the place. We have a guide on how to start a food truck business. So individuals can access that free online through our D2L Desire to Learn program, and it's available in both English and Spanish. A local educator, Kendra Wills, who's based in Ottawa County, was very instrumental in developing the free resource guide on how to develop a Michigan food truck business plan. So if anyone's interested in that, if you know somebody who could benefit from this, please let them know that we have this available through MSU Extension. So you gave us 15 minutes. I hope we haven't gone too far over that. And in conclusion, I just want to thank you once again for the opportunity to be able to bring knowledge, research-based information to our communities right here in Berry County and throughout the state. Thank you so much for your continued partnership, and I'll just pause at this point and ask if you have any questions.
Okay, Commissioner Bassett?
Yeah, I have a comment. Well, first of all, you have a lot of impact in my own community in Dalton. And we have a lot of connections with KBS and the extension programs there and really are grateful for what you can, help us achieve in our community, especially recently. But I actually had a different interaction with some of your extension people at the Michigan Rural Conference, Rural Communities Conference. And there was a program that we never even knew about here in Berry County, that you will help small communities revitalize, right? And you did the program for Roscommon, and several people from our community went to that and spoke to the people, about potentially doing that for Dalton or Nashville or Woodland or some of our little communities here. So I think that you have all these great programs that we see and touch every day. I mean, 4-H touched my kids' lives. But there's also more that we can get from the extension program that, we may not even know about. So, I think it's a really great benefit to have you working with our community. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And you'll notice the page 10 has a list of the programs that actually were encountered last year. But to your point, there's so many more, and we're more than happy to bring them to Berry County.
Commissioner Carlton?
Oh, I have no comment.
Commissioner Smelker?
This probably don't have anything to do with MSU, but do you guys do anything on this parasite going through our vegetables and stuff?
We actually had a video that was posted on our Facebook site, just providing information from one of our food safety specialists, Wade Sires. So just providing best practices on how to process your food, how to clean it, and what to avoid. Yeah, we do have information about that.
I have to admit, it don't bother me too much. I was never a big vegetable man to start with.
Don't eat at Taco Bell. Double trouble, so. Commissioner Tunison?
I was out the fair a lot last week, and every year when I get to go out there, I really enjoy the kids, the interaction with them, because a lot of them give me buyer's letter. They give Mr. Clark over there a lot of buyer's letters too, seeing how he buys a lot out there.
Wonderful.
But you're encouraged by these kids. They seem to be very outgoing, and I think you guys really help with that a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And they look you in the face when they talk to you, and that's a great thing to see these young kids and with their enthusiasm and everything else, really involved with raising their animals, and they're proud of it, and they see what it takes to be successful. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Commissioner Campbell?
I just been involved with 4-H a long time and the horses and all that stuff. And kids today have a tough go of it trying to make it to the adulthood. And I think this is such an important program to help them maneuver that very difficult journey that we take trying to become an adult. And secondly, I'd like to say that Lily is not only wonderful at her job, but she cooks one hell of a hot dog.
Yay for Lily. She is wonderful.
Commissioner Hatfield?
I've got two daughters that went through the 4-H program, the emphasis on horses. But it, certainly helped them in so many ways. And the self-confidence that Commissioner Tunison talked about is certainly a big part of that. So I appreciate the organization for that. I've also got a stepson who over the last 4 years has developed quite an orchard business and is also doing some food production. And I don't think a week goes by that he's not talking to somebody at the extension office. And they've helped him a lot. So
That is so great to hear. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Last year, we had talked about the total number of youth and the number of volunteers assisting those youth in our 4-H programs. Is that still consistent this year? I thought you said it was something like one of the highest in the state or certainly in the area.
Definitely.
I think statewide, our Berry County program is like in the top 5 of the whole state for the amount of kids that are enrolled in our program. And when I was looking at our numbers before, we had 317 in total for 2025, and those 30 of those volunteers were new volunteers to our program. So yes, our numbers are still going up. We can also still see it in the fair. When our numbers come to like the sales, our numbers surpassed last year.
Wow. Okay.
So we're definitely still on the rise.
Well, we appreciate the thorough report and all the information you do. We know we asked you to squeeze it in a pretty short window there, so you covered a lot of ground in a hurry, so we appreciate that. And this is some great reading and some great information that we'll get out to our constituents. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate what you do.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
one thing, that youth sale is probably gonna be somewhere around $1.5 million. Okay, which is either first or second in the state as far as the participation from our local businesses that come from all over the place that really support that. It's really a great thing to watch, how these guys help these kids out there, business owners. They really support the 4-H program. And it's a great thing for Berry County to be up there that high, that's showing you that they have a lot of faith in the program. So,
It's great for the kids.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I agree, the businesses really support the 4-H at the fair, but it's awful hard to bid against a grandparent too.
I've learned that is extremely true. Bob is correct. Our sale this year was incredible, I would say myself. Last year, the large animal sale made $1.1 million, and I am proud to say we've made more than that this year. And our small animal sale last year for 2025 made
100 and some
87,
thousand.
80, I wrote it down.
I thought it
Let's
was
see.
over 100.
Yes, we made 88,000
Okay.
last year, and we did surpass that this year again. So for our large and small animal sales, so those kids made a good chunk of money. We broke record twice for our large animal for how much a kid can get for their animal. So yes, it is definitely the businesses and the grandparents who come out to support our kids. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Public hearings. This morning, we have a public hearing for the Delton Stepping Stone CDBG application. Would you like to lead us or start us off with that?
Morning, Mr. Chair, Commission. Earlier this year, you gave me authority to move forward with a letter of intent for this project in Delton, which is a tremendous project. I'm very happy as a Delton area resident to see this project moving forward. We're looking at a $1.5 million CDBG grant that would be used to incentivize the construction of homes and apartments. I believe it's 45 total housing units. And this project is aimed at the infrastructure. So it's helping to put in the water, sewer, roads that this project will need. The benefit to the community is it allows us to take this off the developer's hands using the state grant money and have a more affordable housing price for our residents. Really is at workforce housing. I know Commissioner Bassett and Ben can talk for hours on this issue. The key on it is 51% of the housing units have to benefit low to moderate income folks. So that's what we're looking at. We're talking about our workforce housing. We're not talking about, we do definitely need, I don't mean to be trite by this, we definitely need to address homeless issues and things like this, but these are people who are working for our local companies, our schools, our retail establishments, our factories, and just need help getting the leg up. And I think this is a tremendous program. I've been involved in this in both my last communities and fully support our application in working with Berry Township, Clark Brothers, and Revitalize Delton and moving this project forward. So that's just on the project. Happy to any questions after the fact. We have to open the public hearing as part of the requirement of this. Receive any comments from the public, close the public hearing, and then we'll take action later in the agenda.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Okay. At this time, I would now open the public hearing for the Delton Stepping Stone CDBG application. If anybody would like to speak either in favor of or against, now is your time.
This is normal, by the way.
I have to ask. I have to ask 3 times, so that is the first time. So for or against stepping stones? Final request? If I don't hear anything,
I just want to get, just so we have someone on. Eric Zuzko, 4169 South Shore Drive, Delton. I completely support this project.
thank you. If there are no other comments at this point, I will close the public hearing for the Delton Stepping Stone CDBG application. Thank you. Next on our agenda, the chair would entertain a motion for approval of claims in the amount of $75,219.50, 52 cents.
Support.
Motion by Hatfield, support by Tunison for approval of claims in the amount of $75,219.52. Is there discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Carlton.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Getty's absent. Smelker.
Aye.
Tunison.
Aye.
Bassett.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
And Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved. Next up, Heather Wing. Always good to see you again.
Well, once in a while. So, we were mightily blessed last week at the fair. My youngest daughter took home champion showman.
Wow.
So she won the whole shebang. She won the Holstein. She won everything she could possibly win. I got trophies and ribbons everywhere, and it's her last year. So,
Oh,
That's
so
great.
we're been very blessed by 4-H this year. Before you is a gender request for millage language to put on the December or the November ballot. Let's not have an election in December. The Conservation Easement Board would like to request approval of the millage language for placement on the November 3rd ballot for the purpose of funding operations associated with the functions of farmland and open space ordinances. As the state of Michigan has continued its attempts to minimize the rights of local governments in determining local planning and zoning concerns, it's essential that Berry County enhance our ability to preserve our agriculture and open space heritage. Part of what makes Berry County unique is its split between agriculture and recreation. With agriculture being the second leading industry in the county, it is of the utmost importance that we have a funding mechanism that allows the county the opportunity to match out-of-county funding sources. The state of Michigan has multiple grant opportunities. One we've been very successful at with the farmland and open space, or farmland preservation. The DNR also has funding opportunities, grant opportunities to preserve open space lands. The federal government has federal funds. Most of them require matching funds to coincide with what they're going to pledge. In Berry County, it has been the landowner who's put up that matching fund. The small budget that we get for farmland preservation from the general fund is not enough to help with the burden that it really lands on the landowner to provide all of that matching fund. So what we've seen with the success of the local solar ordinance is that our leaders have been able to say, we don't want a small solar plan here. We would rather have it here. We don't think this one benefits. That's a success that we've seen in our land use toolbox. Funding a program like farmland preservation allows everyone the opportunity to, chime in on, yep, we want to continue to fund farmland preservation. We want to fund open space preservation. We don't want AI data centers in the middle of a farm field. We don't want solar panels on this property. We think it would be better served over here. And it is part of that toolbox that we desperately need to keep Berry County, the way it is. The way our surveys have all indicated that our residents like it, our visitors like Berry County the way it is. I've driven through multiple counties with farmland preservation projects that have proudly displayed sign this property is protected. This will always be a farm. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to know that your constituents are in support of preserving our communities the way they look, the way they should feel, and not feel like an industrial zone instead of agriculture. The Berry County Conservation Easement Board feels that there's not a better time to pursue a local millage for this operation. There's never a good time, never been a good time to ask for millage money. But we feel that it's important now. The state keeps compromising or trying to compromise your ability to govern local. They didn't want to let you say no to anything. They want to keep squeezing. And we think that this would be a great opportunity to maybe flex a little from the local government side and say, hey, we support preserving our heritage and protecting our open space and ag land. If you have any questions, there is a ballot proposal that I double-checked the numbers with Mashaya to make sure that we had the right value for the, and then my word isn't coming to me this morning, the ad valorem amount so that we got the right numbers in the budget.
Commissioner Campbell, I know you serve on that board.
I do, and it's educated me. Heather does an awful lot of work on that board, endlessly, tirelessly. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes when you preserve these properties. And in today's day and age, when we have the Lansing taking our rights away every day as we sit here, trying to grab every right we have as local leaders. They're making our leadership roles less and less as they grab stuff away from us that should be our control. The one thing that holds true that they do not touch, no matter how hard we worked so hard to preserve that solar 900 acres out there in our townships. All those people that had their lives turned upside down, that get to wake up every day and look at them damn solar fields right next to their window. And we had absolutely no control over that. None. The only thing that seems controllable now is this conservation, this preservation. And I can tell you right now, the properties that we've conserved, that we've put aside, because we do not own our property. If you think you own your property, see what happens when you die. Somebody else owns that property. We rent our properties. We hold it for a while. And if we don't have the ability to stop people from taking that property away from our next generations, we've lost it all. So I'm just saying that somewhere we have to understand the value of saving this property, because it's the only thing in our town, in our county, that they cannot come in and destroy and take away from us, and it will be there for the next 5 generations. So give it serious consideration when we're talking about what we're preserving here. It's not just about money, it's about our next 5 generations. That's all I have.
And I felt like we had just had this conversation, even though it's probably been a year.
2.
Has it really been 2 years?
Has been
Okay.
2.
Timing is everything. So, and I think as we mentioned before, we've done some farmland preservation and been successful with it. And like you said,
We have 400 acres in southern Berry County that has been preserved through farmland preservation. There is a neighboring 250 acres that have been preserved by Southwest Land Conservancy, and it's all open space. And then in the northern part of Assyria and the southern part of Maple Grove Township, and they are abutting properties, there's another 600 acres. There's 120 in Woodland Township and another 100-ish in Carlton Township. All preserved from our local committee. And those were all, the owners had to donate much of their easement, or much of their equity in their property to secure those conservation easements.
Mhm. And here's my concern, and I probably voiced this the last time as well. There's a lot of millage fatigue in the county. You hear it again and again. We're working on a process program for our jail law enforcement center that's going to come up pretty quick. We don't know if there'll be a millage needed or what that's going to come out to be. We certainly don't want to be competing with that. The other issue that I struggle with this, I live on a lake. We have invasive weeds that lake owners pay for. There are 300 named lakes in the county. The state puts $0 into helping us fight that battle, even though we didn't create it, and even though they have public launches and landing on the lakes. I don't feel it would be fair for me to request a millage that people who don't live on lakes pay for the weed assessment to help my lake and the quality of the fishing and everything else on there. And that's where I struggle with supporting it at this moment, is just that you're asking people who don't own farms and don't own stuff to pay for something else that goes on, even though there's an inherent long-term benefit to the county over time. The people who get the biggest benefit are the people that get to preserve that property. So,
I beg to differ. I think the people who get the biggest benefit are the people who aren't even born yet, who have the opportunity to farm and to visit our protected properties in perpetuity is the word I need. I think us protecting our open spaces and our farmland is more important than solar panels and more important than data centers. And while it is an additional expense, this millage is less than half of what they pay for Charlton Park. And 2 years ago, we were millage fatigued and not a single millage failed in Berry County.
renewals. Yep.
Not a single millage failed. So I understand that we've been kicking the jail process down the road for a very long time. I was here when we went for the last millage request for it, was disappointed in its outcome. 20 years ago, this millage request was on the ballot, and it was narrowly defeated. It was passed in all of the urban areas of the county. It failed in all of the rural areas of the county. I totally understand I don't want more tax dollars. We do need a local funding